Hey guys, welcome. Christian here. I hope you're well. Yes, I'm landing here in sunny Dubai. I'll be here for a couple of weeks, and I've just come from 2 incredible weeks. Very special. I'm so grateful that I have had a chance to just be in the highest frequency of collaboration, highest frequency of giving my gifts, and just feeling super grateful for the life that I'm getting to live. It's a little bit rushed in the sense of moving from one experience to another, so if I were to repeat, I'd love a little bit more spaciousness, because literally after completing the facilitator training on Sunday night, within a couple of hours I was in Berlin airport and flying out here on an overnight flight, so it felt very, very tight and compressed. But I'm left just with the residue or echo of being on purpose, being in delight, and so grateful. Just as a quick recap, so I was facilitating the Accelerated Awakening Men's Retreat, and in that I was collaborating with Summer and Larissa, so the 3 of us were together, also blending the men and the women together in a beautiful journey. And then I immediately went over to Germany to facilitate with Andy and Rachel at the beginning, the first module of the field facilitator training. That first week has come to a close, and I'm just left with the impact of, wow, it's really cool. I'm really, really delighted actually of how it went, and also personally the medicine of being in a collaborative, open space which did not have structure or curriculum or agenda. Even with the 3 of us facilitating, we just met every break, every evening, every morning, and we were just feeling our way through who's in the room, what needs to happen next, trusting the gifts we all had were perfect for what needed to be transmitted for this particular event. And feeling the rightness of my decision to join, feeling very well received and met and appreciated. I mean, I like it when I'm doing the work that I do, and yet training facilitators, it adds an extra quality, because the questions that are being asked, the focus on what happens behind the curtain, the appreciation of the subtle dynamics that are often unseen, it's a delight for me. I really feel lit up by that. And I love not doing it on my own. And I love that this training is more broad. It goes beyond just how to become a good circle facilitator using Heart IQ technology. It's really how to feel and surrender and read the field and be a steward of these types of spaces that allow for a different type of leadership that is not so top-down, hierarchical, authoritarian, or structured. It's not to say structure isn't welcome or wanted or even needed. It's orientating around the felt sense, and this is something that I've been just a deep proponent of for the last 20 years. You know, to me, the field, or the amplified field that I'm working with, is like a lover. It's someone I'm communing with. It's something that I am in intimacy with. So it's not I'm just reading, I am in connection, I am giving and receiving, and I'm tuned in and feeling the collective as an extension of our nervous system, if you like. And it's just one of the most sublime skills, if you can even call it a skill, to develop. It's something that I'm so grateful that I devoted so much of my life to mastering, because I can feel that this is now something that I can pass on as a transmission, not so much as a bunch of tools, but maybe as an imprint. It was kind of funny because these last few weeks and months, I should say, the topic of aging has come up for me, and this feeling of like, oh, I'm no longer the youngest guy in the room. When I started this 21, 22 years ago, or even 23 years ago, I should say, I was always the youngest in the room, and the people I was serving were like, why is this fetus facilitating me? What does this man, boy, kid know about relationships, life and purpose and heartbreak and you know, all the other stuff that matters to people. And then it's just felt very quick recently in the last few months, where suddenly I feel like I'm the oldest in the room. I mean, one of the participants said, you know, oh, I'm so grateful there's an elder in the space. An elder. I was like, thank you, not. That's hilarious. He was meaning more the frequency, given the fact that there's something being passed on here, you know, to the next generation. And even though I don't feel old per se, there is this new frequency coming through that I go, okay, there is something. I think there's an identity around being young and always being the young guy doing this work, and it's shifting, and that's kind of cool too. Yeah. So yeah, I'm here in Dubai. I'm only here for a couple of weeks, but I can feel already that I'm missing, not Europe, but I'm just missing the sense of family, belonging and connection that I've just had these last couple of weeks. There was just so much wonderful moments with the men, and collaborating with Summer again and having her come back into the fold, and then my week in Germany and just being in this vibe. And I felt like we all kind of left a little bit too soon. I especially, because of my own, you know, travel logistics, you know, being in that womb or being in that such blissful connection, suddenly being like ripped out of that and pulled into a very different vibe. I mean, Dubai is an exciting, alive place in its own right, and yet it's not where I've just come from in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, fascinating. Feel very, like I said, blessed. There's a lot of, you know, I can't say I'm having a boring life. It's very rich, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. I'll be back at New Eden in the beginning of May. My parents are coming. I get to just lay on the land and be with the land for like 10 days and just enjoy the most favorite time of the year, which is spring, late spring, with all the flowers and everything is coming to bloom. And then I'll head over to Switzerland for our first Love, Relationships and You event in Zurich, which I am so freaking excited about. I did one last year, a smaller weekend event. It was super well received. Did one in Neon as well. And so now we get to go a little bit deeper, a little bit longer, and go back to Jupiter House for that event. And then I fly immediately back for our group leadership experience, the first dedicated circle work facilitator training I'm doing that runs over 5 days from May the 24th to 28th. So May is looking like a wonderful time in Europe. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And the last thing I just wanted to end with here is, for those who may have seen, may not have seen, I've recreated or upgraded our website at heartiq.org. We've now got a professional event calendar on there, but we're also now posting on social media more regularly. You'll see that, I think, through my videos. You kind of get the idea that I'm wanting to get a little bit more involved, even though, to be honest, I'm a bit resistant to the whole social media thing. And I also get some of you are genuinely curious about what's going on in my world, Hard IQ, and what's happening, and want to learn. So because of that, we're also looking at how can we bond as a community more regularly, and how can I serve into that community more consistently. So not just reaching out when there's an event or when there's something for you to get involved in, but how can we stay more in connection? So we're going to explore a new community offering where you can be part of our newsletter or our mailing list. It's free of charge to sign up, and we meet every month on a call where I will facilitate like a collective online heart circle on Zoom. The first one's happening next week on April the 25th. And there's also a bi-weekly, so twice a month newsletter, which is just filled with tons of content. So it's not sales, it's not about marketing events, it's simply about what are the topics that could interest you, that could light you up, that could fulfill you, meet you, and that are truly something that would benefit you. So we're trying to create some regular contact, but not so much that it's overwhelming, like one call a month, a couple of emails of high quality content, and maybe a few live streams like this on social media feels like a good starting point for me. And I'd love you to take part of it. We're not assuming that everybody who's already on our mailing list wants to do it, so we're going to invite a new kind of group to emerge out of this next chapter. So if you're interested in being part of this and getting on our mailing list and getting into this regular monthly call, whether you turn up live or get the replay, all you need to do is go to our website at www.heartiq.org, and then just under the video on the top right, you'll see it says join community. And if you click on that, a simple form will pop up where you just enter your name and email address, and you'll get instant access to this new offering. And yeah, and there's a special surprise waiting for you too, for those of you who do choose to register for our community. I'm not going to say much more about it. You'll see it once you are on our site. With that, I'm just going to bow out now. I'm going to have some lunch. Looking forward to some yumminess. And thank you for following my journey these last couple of weeks. And I'll be in touch very, very soon.